What up, what up? It's the legend Adam Bomb, Letter Fam Empire, all day, every day. Element416.com, that's where I'm at. Get It is the album, SARS is the mixtape. You know what I mean? It's Bomb, the legend in the flesh.
Alright, so first things first, whatever happened to Made Man Music?
That's a good question. You know what happened to that shit? Police happened to that shit. That's what happened to it. It started and ended because of police. It started because, I mean, we had the Empire movement going on, and like my man T.R.A, our next man after one, got licked up by the cops on some false charges and shit. So we were all forced into just doing our own thing. That school picked me up. That school's the head of Made Man Music. He was like, yo, run with us. I mean, we got involved with it. And then all of a sudden, dudes were just getting charged back and forth. Zaya was a part of the team. He couldn't be even in the same district that we recorded at. Then Nemesis got locked on some shit. I don't even know what it was. And then Speedy's still inside for some shit he did. And then at the same time, Esco, the leader, was just down in the States looking at their scene. And their scene was popping off. He looked like he was going to move some steps there. So he was like, all right. You know what I mean? I'm going to stay down here, I'm going to steal some beats. And at the time, he was like, yo, if I'm not moving forward with y'all, I got to keep moving forward. So, I mean, that was one of the best things that could happen, and one of the best things that ended too. So, you know what I mean? I learned my lesson from that shit. Yeah.
So, the song Canada Sucks, what did you mean, and where did it originate from?
That shit came from frustration, man. Like, we had just had a big show that we were supposed to open up for, and that shit had flopped. And like, I was on the way home on the fucking bus. And I was just frustrated. I was just like, fuck this shit. I can't, I'm just pissed at the time. So I was just starting to think of all the things that started to really cheese me about the city. And it's not just the city, the whole country. And it's not the rappers in the country, because dudes got talent. You know what I mean? So it's not just that. And it's not the promoters just in the country, because it's not just them. Some of the promoters, they don't have to do this job, and they still bringing artists down here and trying their best. You know what I mean? You guys got Element416 is trying to put people on. So it's not the industry as a whole, it's like everything together, you know what I mean? So there was just a lot of frustration. I say some stuff on it that I know might anger people or whatever, but it's real. There's nothing on it that I just made up like, oh, this is going to be some funny stuff to talk about. Everything is something that I experienced dealing with Canadian rap, and just my thoughts on it. You know what I mean?
Alright.
Yeah.
So, many of us have heard the song Little Rapper. You know, all you guys think fold on it. So, Little Rappers, is there anyone specific you want to shed light on, or just dudes out there just fronting?
Shit, yeah. Once again, I was just an observer. You know, I keep my ear to the streets. I keep my ear to the music that comes out from the country, and like I was seeing, just following steps, and I was like, yo, we don't have to do that. We could do our own swagger. We could do our own style, and you know what I mean. And I was just like, all right, we could step up and just kill it. We could have a whole group of people come out and just do some original music. So I was just venting on dudes at the time, really. Half the time I write stuff is just venting.
People wouldn't bump it if it wasn't the truth anyways, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people can catch feelings off it or whatever, but the main reason why the song's popular and even known to be even mentioned is because it's the truth.
Yeah, that's it. We wrote that literally in 10 minutes. We was in the studio. This guy was coming from like Burger King or something. We caught him on the way there, and he's like, yeah, I'll do the hook. We went right to the studio and batted out, in and out. Tech was saying on the end of the record, we did this in 2 minutes. And it was quick.
Yeah,
the truth hurts. The truth hurts.
And it's easy to write.
Yeah, 10 minutes speak for itself, right?
Yeah, man.
Alright. So, what does the Empire family mean to you?
That's everything, you know what I mean? Like, I've been in this game for like, since I was 15, so not to give out any ages or nothing, it's been a long time. So I wanted to come out and be a part of a team. Even before I met the camp, I wanted to be a part of a team. And like, over the time, over the last 7 years, like I met these guys in 2000, what we developed is more than just rap group. They got a lot of rap groups in Canada. Like, you know what I mean? These guys are teams, they're units, they're groups, even they're boys, they're friends. Empire's not a team at all. We're a family, we're a real family. We have family issues, we know each other's families, you know what I mean? So it means a lot. If that would have ever stopped, you know what I mean, that'd be a big hole in my heart.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So, clarify the roster, who's on the Empire team, what we can expect.
Well, there's always the first 5 that people recognize right away. That's myself, Bomb, Scandalous, who's, you know, our front face, you know what I mean? We got my man T.R.A, the hustler, the grind, the backbone behind it. We got Tech Man, the role model, you know how he do. He actually be in the park in a sec. And we got my man Toxic. He's a secret weapon. Any of you rappers, so just stay in your lane. And then we got Messiah right after that. So, and that's one thing I want to address too. People are like, yo, Messiah is dope. That's your Capadonna of Empire. I was like, nah, man. Messiah is just much Empire as I'm Empire. So when you say Messiah and Empire is dope, just know that you're saying Empire is dope fully. Yep. We got Friday, we got Keel, and we got 100 other affiliates, you know what I mean, the numbers don't end, so I can't really even list them all. But those are the front faces you'll see for sure.
Alright, no doubt.
Yeah.
So the SARS project got pushed back. Why? What happened?
That shit, at least in my opinion, it was a good and bad thing. We wanted to come out when we say we're coming out, but it had to be delayed, just for the content. We wanted to make sure that we came out with 5 strong, like it was a hard punch. I don't like to put my face on nothing that's not, 100,000%, and I know that the past SARS's before this were crazy. SARS is not a real word, is it? SARS is? No? Whatever. So I wanted to make sure that, like, I held weight with the one that Do Wrong was on the first one, and, you know what I mean, Tox was on the second, Scandals was on the third, Tech was on the fourth, and I was like, yo, I got a lot of weight to hold, so I want to make sure we come with the correctness. And this one's crazy. We got names on it. I don't even want to list it, but we got dudes that have never been on it before, and the dudes that have been on it all the time and always kill it are on it once again. So it's going to be something I'm proud to base on for sure.
Gonna hit the streets hard. We're going across Canada with it. Gonna start pretty soon, September.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Once the students start going back to school, we're gonna go and get it everywhere, It's all about precise timing, you know what I mean? And for it to benefit the whole grind,
Yeah.
So it's coming out though. It's coming out in the next couple of days.
Sure.
So when does Get It drop?
Get It's coming. Get It is gonna be definitely, I would say, in the new year. I know if I just give a date now, chances are it's gonna break. It might come earlier, it might come later. So me just throwing out a date is just gonna make me look like an ass later. But we have the records are finished. The business is getting handled now.
We got some for a deal.
Yeah, we got some surprises coming along with it too, and some stuff that you really didn't expect. And we're actually gonna come full force with it. It's not just gonna be something that people hear about dropping on a Monday, and by Tuesday or Wednesday they're just like, hey, you remember Get It drop? And then by Thursday they're just like, who the hell is Empire? Who's Get It? You know what I mean? So we're gonna put our back into it, so it's something that the country's proud of and we're proud of. For sure.
So when is the legend himself dropping his own project?
Shit, like a while back, somebody asked me that shit on the radio, and they're like, yo, Vaughn, when are you doing some solo shit? And I told them, I probably had too much drinks in me anyhow. I was like, nah, you'll never hear that shit. I'm Empire family to the fullest. You'll never hear bomb shit. And over the last couple of months, people are really just like, yo, we're interested to hear what just you bring. You know what I mean? Not to diss the camp because they love the team, but what do you bring as a whole? And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I could come up with records. I'm starting to write fast now, and I come up with all these ideas. You know what I mean? So I might have some projects coming up. You know what I mean? If anything, it'll be a Loudmouth project, which is me and Scandals. It might be a Those Guys project with just me and Tox. But the album will come first as Get It, and we'll take it from there.
All right.
Yeah.
So how can rappers give back to the community, and how can the community help support their local rappers?
Yeah, it is kind of hand-in-hand thing. It's a good cycle there. I used to work in a rec center for a lot of my years, like about 4 or 5 years. I used to work in like youth and stuff, so it's real important that people, I always said if I had enough chance to make a record and make money off of a record, I would put it back and build something that to get kids off the street and just to get kids, responsible for doing something else other than causing shit, because that stuff saved me from doing a lot of dumb stuff, and I know a lot of people that were saved from rec centers and just doing stuff in the area. So I'll take whatever money I ever get off of this and put it right back into where I'm at now. You know what I mean? And that's what SARS is for. That's what Get is for. That's all it is for. We build the future because fuck, we're not gonna be here forever, right? So I mean, it's very important that the community supports you, because if that doesn't go down, then you're really doing it for nobody but just yourself and just for money, and that's kind of false reasons. You know what I mean?
It's all about telling the kids the truth,
And it's about hip hop. Hip hop's gonna live for a long time, and no matter when I'm gone, you know what I mean? My kids are gonna listen to rap probably, and it's probably gonna be bigger than when I was a kid. So, you know what I mean? I want to make sure that I put my staple in that.
Some Whitney Houston shit,
Yeah.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the
way. Alright, so there's mixed reactions as to the state of Canadian hip-hop. So if there is Canadian hip-hop, more so Toronto, what's your views on it?
Yeah, I'm really 50-50. A lot of people say, yeah, Adam, you sit on the fence on a lot of issues, but that's one thing where I draw right down the line. One day I'll wake up and I'll just be like, man, everything out here is shit, and the game is shit, and we should all be a lot better off than we are, and we haven't progressed since Maestro dropped a record in '89. So, I get angry at it. But other days I wake up and I hear dudes that put me on my ass like, yo, I'm horrible compared to cats that are out here. So compared to 5 years ago when Empire first came out hard, the skills is way better, because we actually came out as one of the only groups that could really eat a microphone. Now there's dudes that are on the radio that we would still consider that not hot, they're not crazy, but they know what a punchline is, they know how to flip a verse, they know how to write their raps. So that's something that's way changed over the last 5-6 years. So I can never just say Toronto rap is soft. I don't really know, I can't speak for Canada, I haven't been coast to coast, but Toronto rap is definitely stepping up on their talent. I hope their business comes next. You know what I mean? That's the next step for sure.
For sure. All right, so off of that question, do you think Toronto as a whole has its own way of flowing? Like, you know, you got the Crunk, you got the West, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Toronto have its own style in your mind?
I think when we finally put a stamp on what Toronto rap is, it'll be the day that we start busting out.
Yeah.
Right now, it's just kind of a blend, which I guess everybody is. It's a blend of everything you listen to. And some cats out here get fresh to West Coast music. Some people really love the South movement that's going on now. And some people still are real influenced by the East Coast stuff. The day that Toronto is just recognized just by how they rap or just by their beats that they come up with, we will have a stamp. I'm not saying that's the only thing stopping us from getting put on, but that'll definitely be a good day when we have our own style. I think people are just regular people that are listening to everything they can listen to, and some get swayed one way, some get swayed the other way. Sooner or later we'll have our own way that we go, you know what I mean?
Until Toronto has its own specific sound, like the South has its own sound, New York has its own sound. Even when you hear something from the West, you're like, yo, that's a Dr. Dre beat or whatever, or that's a Dr. Dre vibe. That's what we need as an entity from the North in order to be recognized. Without that, then we just sound like everybody else. Nobody knows where you're coming from.
But that's a big problem too, is that originality, people get originality confused with whackness. Dudes are like, as long as I'm original, then I'm hot, then I'm dope, then I'm doing the right thing. Yeah, it's good to be original. That's the best thing you should be, is original and honest. But the problem is that dudes are like, well, I'm going to come so original that I'm going to just do some gibberish.
And that's what sway away from the elements.
Yeah, and like, if you're not catching my ear, then of course dudes are going to go put on Rap City and listen to that stuff, because that stuff already hotter than what they're hearing from out here. What we got to do is compete on a level that our music is just as good as anywhere else worldwide. And at the same time, we got to have our own style to it. So when we find that little balance, everything comes down to the balance in the game. You know what I mean? Too much hood shit, you forget about the soft shit. Too much introspective from the heart stuff comes out, then you're gonna want that hood shit. So you gotta stay in the middle. That's a big thing that a lot of these rappers forget about, man. They know how to play one way or the other. They want to be a gangster, they want to be a pimp. Cool, that's you, that's cool. The problem is that people don't put that on the radio. People put that stuff all day long, and it's like, it's the same thing as the street meat rule that they got going on now. It's cool to eat hot dogs all day. I can eat hot dogs all day, but year after year after year, just eating hot dogs, people don't want to eat that stuff no more. You know what I mean? So they're gonna want to eat shawarma. They're gonna want to eat some corn on the cob. You can't feed them this South stuff all day. You can't feed them just gangster lyrics all day long. I'm about that stuff too. I love it. You know what I mean? I love that stuff. But at the same time, I'll click off a gangster record and put on some old 50s music. I don't mean 50 Cent, I mean 1950s music. I'll put on some soul music. I love the balance. And when rappers out here start to understand that there's a middle line that you can play and do it well, that's when we'll start coming out with stuff. That's at least my secret of making music. You know what I mean?
No doubt. So off of that, what steps do you think need to be taken for city to be recognized, you know, for Toronto itself to blow? There's a lot of haters and shit out here, but fuck. You know?
Haters are gonna come regardless. You could be the greatest rapper in the world. You could save children's lives every day, and there's somebody be there, be like, "Fuck that dude, always saving the kids' lives." And shit. It's gonna happen. You know what I mean? You can't get away from that. So it comes with the game, and you just gotta love it. Up here, the more hate we get, at least I know that they're listening. That's all that matters to me. If you're listening and you're taking in the verse, even if it's just to hate it, even if it's just to call me out on it, you're listening.
You're on somebody's mind if you get under their skin.
Yeah, that's it. And I hope there's 100 haters, because then I know there's at least 200 people that are liking it. You know what I mean? So I don't mind haters. Haters are good. SARS 5, I am the mayor. SARS 5, it is the 5th symptom. It's the sickest one, in my opinion, so far. We got Get It coming. It's got all your favorite producers on it. If you think the stuff we're dropping like little rappers and you know, nowhere is hot, you gotta hear the album. This stuff is I'm proud of it. I will listen to it just as a rap fan.
Canada sucks, trust me, that's the tune.
That's on SARS 5, Canada sucks. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you guys will be talking about it in a little bit. Anybody got questions about that, come at me and ask.
Come and get it.
One's mixtape, Above the Rim. Pick up Fridays Connect Volume 4 or 420 or whatever volume he's on. Pick up anything that has the E symbol on it, anything that has Fifth Letter Fam representatives on it, anything that has SARS on it, you know it's good music. What up, Canada? Element416.com, you know what it is. Empire. Yo, check it. Element416.com, Fifth Letter Fam, Adam Baum, the legend. Should know it by now. If not, I don't blame you. Alright, yo, check it. Hey, yo, if I feel the hate raising, I put you in your place like a real estate agent. blazing, guzzling, 40s by the dozen in. Search parties couldn't find a shorty that I wasn't in. You must have been high, fucking with I. My name hotter than a fat nun stuck in July.
Yeah.
I ain't gotta have a platinum cup or a guy to carry my umbrella, son. Even with nothing, I'm fly. This for drinkers with their middle fingers up in the sky. On their 429th month in DeVry. My gang slang whatever buckets will buy. You a joke. The last Coke you sold came with nuggets and fries. 1 in 5 of these suckers will try to play boss. To them other 4 knuckleheads hide and take off. They softer than fluff in the size of Kate Moss. Take shots and they'll duck to the side like Raycroft. Age lost like usual. Sauce like usual. Try and make them stop, I hope you cops like funerals. Find them on the block round the clock like numerals. Telling old has-beens the spotlight's beautiful. Soon you will acknowledge me as God in the flesh. Till then, they'll be calling me the cause of your death. So put your songs on the rest and your moms on the less. Cause bombs on the quest to bust like bombs on the chest. And yes, it's 5th letter and no, you're not a part of it. You're messing with a veteran that no one wanna start it with. Retarded with the skills, if it feels like it's hard to skip, must be that 5th letter fam sick artist shit.
Yo, I'm too nasty. I'll eat your food fast, be roughing up to dust you up and scuff your new khakis. You're too flashy. Say you make a fortune, then you won't mind much if I take your Jordans. Get my papers sober and I get cake for sure, man. A nigga on the ground from like 8 this morning. Come on, man. I mean nothing less. You get beaten box like Dougie Fresh. I leave a ugly mess. And I'm betting for broke. The fiends I sell them the coke and I tell them it's soap. But dope is what I do supply and bring. But when the fiend fucks up, the next chop will be Irish Spring. I want the finest things, like diamonds and jewels, cause I'm a king. Not cause I want to style in fools, I'm violent. Even no witness, 40-ounce mouth gonna spit that old English. I'm gonna kick this, like a Tribe Called Quest, my Timberland boot. See which guy falls next, you must be high off X. If that be wrong, then this guy's like X. Get at me, dog, I need a sassy broad. Yeah, the thuggest of chicks that say nah, I know she gotta throw the drugs in her tits, cause shit, these bitches know what a pimp do, it's simple. I don't even gotta go and fucking stress the issue, cause man make money, and money make man. Time is money when grind him than 28 grams. This hungry 8 slams like Donkey Kong. No Nintendo game, man, you got me wrong. I got banana clips, and I live in the jungle. Nigga, be humble, you don't wanna bring any trouble. I'll double the war for sure. What's realer than that? Only peace I know has a serial scratch. Put an end to a hero's attack. I'm right here on the map. You don't wanna go and steer on my trap. I'll make you win, the next man learn. When you catch that burn, I come right. No left-hand turn, it's my turn. Fuck around, I'll be a damn murderer. Clap heat, stack beef like the Hamburglar. Call me Bruce Willis. The way I'm flipping my pay, make that Die Hard rock with that yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
That's T.R.A. right there. You can catch my man Messiah, Lady Justice right there from the H.
Throw it up, throw it up, throw it up, throw it up.
Just come from every angle around here. You know what I mean? This is the Bucketville. This is how we do it here in Christie Pitts. This is where the fam meets up because we from everywhere around the city. We from Scarborough, we from Saga, we from downtown Toronto. So we meet right here. This is the center of it all. This is my man, 6'8".
Yes, what's good? Empire all day.